Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
Missing 14-year-old girl last seen at school. An alert has been activated for 14-year-old Angeline Brown of Burnside Valley, Red Hill, St. Angelo, who has been missing since Monday, May 2nd. She is of dark complexion, slim build, and is about 5 feet 9 inches tall. Reports from the Red Hills Police are that about 3 p.m., Angeline was last seen at her school wearing a blue tunic. All efforts to locate her since have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Angeline Brown is being asked to contact the Red Hills Police at 876-945-8270, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Spanish Town Hospital, Missouri. Faulty air conditioning, AC units at Spanish Town Hospital are making life unbearable and posing a health risk to staff and patients, according to a worker. However, Errol Green, the Southeast Regional Health Authority's regional director, told reporters on Tuesday that the problem is being dealt with. That matter is being addressed, and air conditioning unit, particularly for the size that is malfunctioning, is not something you can go out and buy. It is something that has to be ordered and might take a little time to come. It is being given the highest priority, said Green. The worker, who spoke with reporters on condition of not being named on Tuesday, described the situation, especially in the main operating theater. You have to be wiping or mopping the vent that lies over the operating table before surgical procedures start. When the porters mop the floor, and after 4 or 5 hours, you know there will be condensation again. You have to be moving the trolleys, which are difficult to move, so you have to be moving them from the dirty water, from the AC, which drops on sterilized instruments and also on the patients during surgery, he claimed. He also complained about heat in the maternity ward. Imagine a midwife in the delivery suit delivering a baby in that level of heat. The area is prone to infection. When you go down by the maternity area, as you walk through there, you have to open the big double door, which is supposed to be closed. That makes the area prone for flies, as flies can come from outside and straight into the operating theater, he said. The theaters are hot, surgeons are operating, and they are sweating, and it's like the norm. No matter how you talk to infection control personnel about it, nothing is being done, he charged. The worker said written reports on the problem have been produced and allege that in March, when the Duke of Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William, and his wife Catherine visited the hospital, the doors of the maternity ward were repaired. They didn't want them, the Duke and Duchess, to see the conditions, and yet still, theater doors cannot be fixed and the AC cannot be fixed, he said. If we are to become a Type A institution soon, we have to start doing the right thing. It no make no sense you wait till the horse gone through the gate before you come and do what they need to do, the worker added. Responding to the claims made by the staff member, the hospital's chief executive officer, Jacqueline Ellis, said repairs of the AC units have been ongoing since last September. However, acknowledged that the repairs offer a temporary solution, as the entire central AC system in the maternity suite has to be changed. What we want to do is to try and keep its repairs up, even though we have to change out the entire central system. But we are trying to keep it up while we do that activity, but it was just not working out. So what I did was put some fans in the space. The entire central system over by the maternity suite will have to be changed. We are working on it, and it is going to take us some time, she said. I know for the operating theater, we definitely have put in split units temporarily in the event that one goes down, because that is our backup plan. But as it relates to the labor ward, it is a wide space with different cubicles for delivery, and a split unit cannot work well in there. While I understand their concern, we are working aggressively because it is a challenge. But some things cannot be fixed overnight, and we have to do that activity and do it properly, she explained. Clarendon MP calls on government to intervene in highway concerns. Member of Parliament for Clarendon Southwestern, Lowton Cousins, is calling on the government to intervene in what he claims is a lack of commitment by the contractor of the US $188 million Maypen to Williamsville leg of Highway 2000 to reinstate local roads damaged during the construction of the highway. Speaking with reporters following a tour of sections of the highway in his constituency last week, Cousins raised concerns about the inadequate drainage and the lack of agreement in the construction contract to reinstate local roads. On the tour, we noticed a lot of areas where water is ponding mostly on the north side of the highway, and there is not sufficient access for the water to travel to the southern side because the water usually flows from north to south, he said. Based on what we observed, we are very concerned that the arrangements that have been put in place in respect of drainage are inadequate. We still have not received any firm commitment from National Road Operating and Constructing Company, China Harbour Engineering Company, and the Government of Jamaica in respects of the roads that were damaged, he added. NROCC is responsible for overseeing the design, construction and maintenance of Jamaica's highways. However, NROCC's Managing Director, Stephen Edwards, said the company has evidence that only one road was damaged by the highway construction. The road that was damaged by the contractor is Content Road. The contractor has conceded that a part of it was damaged and that they are going to reinstate that, he said. The local roads that are in the vicinity of the highway, there is no agreement in the contract to reinstate those roads, he added. He said CHEC is responsible for repairing roads damaged during the highway's construction. If the contractor utilizes those roads in the execution or implementation of the highway, and those roads become damaged or fall into disrepair as a result, the contractor is responsible for the reinstating of those roads, said Edwards. We have documented evidence from before construction started of the condition of all those roads, he added. The highway construction project crosses National Works Agency NWA roads and one parochial road, namely Foga Road, Denby Drive, Comfort Road, Decoy Road, St. Jago Road, and Duke Street in Clarendon, Southwestern. Edwards said that haulage trucks not related to the project used the local roads. Some of these roads were not used in the construction of the highway. Some of the roads are actually used by haulage trucks that are related to quarries in the area, he said. Cousins is lobbying for the government to intervene, while adding that there is need for greater flooding mitigation. It is a matter now for the government to decide how they are going to proceed with that. I am very uncomfortable with the pace of the drainage being implemented, especially in light of the fact that we are fast approaching hurricane season, said the opposition MP. If we do not mitigate now, I am very concerned about what may happen in another week or two or months from now, and we want to prevent any loss of life, he added. He said areas such as Woodledge, a community located south of Maypen, have become more prone to flooding since the highway's construction. However, Edwards has rejected that claim. Any flooding in that area would be far removed from the highway. It wouldn't be as a result of the highway, he added. Jamaica launches analytical tool for infrastructure risk assessment. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator Matty Samoda on Tuesday, launched Jamaica's systematic risk assessment tool, making the country the first to use this system, which allows planners to conduct more informed infrastructure risk assessment to guide the public sector in prioritizing investment for climate resilience. The development of JSRAT was undertaken for a project supported by the Coalition for the Climate Resilient Investment CCRI, UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, and the Green Climate Fund. The technical work was undertaken by the University of Oxford. Speaking at the event, Dr. Wayne Henry, Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, which is the focal point for the JSRAT, said given Jamaica's vulnerability to climate shocks, the cumulative cost over the years, and future climate projections, JSRAT is an important data-driven addition to the analytical toolset to aid assessment of climate risk, particularly with respect to climate infrastructure such as water, transport, and energy. We anticipate that the combination of the analytical capabilities of this tool, along with those of relevant local platforms, and the transfer of knowledge to local technical personnel, should help to better guide our decision-making in future location and investment for infrastructure. JSTRAT is a potential game-changer and we look forward to its utility as the country moves to not only modernize but also to retrofit and harden its infrastructure assets. Key features of JSTRATE includes climate risk hotspot, high-resolution and visual analysis, accurately identifying hotspots of vulnerability across critical infrastructure, real-life impact, assessment of practical impacts of increasingly severe weather events on specific services, such as more frequent water or power shortages caused by infrastructure damage, and open source full control by the government of JSTRATE while allowing the methodology to be available worldwide. The breakthrough technology underpinning the tool is based on proven analytical methods developed by the University of Oxford, one of the project's lead technical delivery partners. Professor of Climate and Environmental Risk, University of Oxford, Dr. Jim Hall said, "The fundamental goal is to help unlock investment in climate adaptation. With limited resources and mounting needs, the government of Jamaica will be able to use JSTRATE's incredibly granular, precise, and particular analytical capabilities to prioritize where infrastructure investment is needed most and attract the scale of private sector finance that has so far been missing until now, not only in the Caribbean but in climate adaptation worldwide." Executive Director, Coalition for Climate Resilient Investment, Carlos Sanchez, said the climate crisis represents an existential threat to Jamaica, the wider Caribbean region, and around the world. As countries race to protect their communities from escalating climate impacts on water, health, energy, and supply chains, making infrastructure assets more resilient is vital, but cannot be delivered by the public sector alone. Private sector engagement is critical in bridging the existing infrastructure gap, making this technology a game changer not only for Jamaica, but also for meeting the world's infrastructural needs. National stakeholders have also been involved in developing the risk assessment tool by providing expert perspectives. Results from the initial network assessment used a model of Jamaican economy to quantify the macroeconomic impacts of the simulated disruptions. These results were then used to estimate impact on the gross domestic product (GDP). Jamaica is a pilot country of the CCRI, which was launched during the high-level session of the UN Climate Action Summit in 2019 to mobilize the global private finance industry to help improve resilience in infrastructure by integrating physical climate risk into mainstream financial and investment decision-making for projects. Prime Minister Andrew Holness endorsed the establishment of the CCRI, which was spearheaded by the UK government, the World Economic Forum, and Willis Towers Watson, WTW, a global financial institution. The other convening institutions include the Global Commission on Adaptation and the World Resources Institute.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.